Hey guys, welcome back to Fin, Scales, and Fluffy Tails. My name is Bryn, and this is Pascal's tank. She is hiding in there somewhere right now. But today we are going to talk about the toy poodle. And the reason why we are talking about the toy poodle today is because the toy poodle is going to be the second dog breed that we get after the Shih Tzu. And I'm going to tell you a lot of things I know about them and why we decided on this breed. So let's get right into it. The toy poodle was bred and developed in Germany, and it was bred down from the miniature and standard poodle. So if you didn't see my last video, you might not remember that I talked about the miniature and the standard poodle in previous videos, but all three varieties of poodle were bred and developed in Germany, and the toy poodle is the smallest one. All three varieties of poodle are very smart, and all three have a thick, profuse, curly coat. Toy poodles, I think against popular opinion actually, because I had a lot of people tell me the opposite of this, but toy poodles are actually very athletic. Who knew, right? They're these really tiny dogs, but they are athletic. They were literally bred to be companion-sized versions of the standard poodle. But toy poodles are very athletic, and the main reason why we are getting this breed is because I want to train this breed to do agility. That will be so much fun for me. I really want that strong bond that you get with a dog by really working them and training them. So that's why we are going with a toy poodle. Now, originally I considered a standard poodle for this same job. However, I decided recently that I do not want a big dog, ever. I just don't want to own a big dog. They're just not really for me. So the toy poodle is what we decided on. I am actually in a group called Poodle Agility UK. So that group is based in the United Kingdom, but there are many toy poodle owners that do agility with their dogs in that group, because I was told before by people who didn't own toy poodles that toy poodles were too fragile and that they can't go on long hikes and they can't do anything and they're too fragile for agility. And I'll tell you guys, that is absolutely not true if you get from the right breeder. So that is what we're gonna do. They're not, and another reason we really like this breed is because they're not as prey driven as the larger sizes. So standard poodles were originally bred to hunt. They're originally hunting dogs, gun dogs, and water retrievers. They're not really used for that as much today, but that was their original purpose back in Germany when they were being developed a few hundred years ago. So, but the toy poodle was mostly bred for companionship and their athletic ability. So a toy poodle is not going to be as prey driven as a standard poodle. The AKC standard for toy poodles is 4 to 6 pounds and no more than 10 inches at the withers. So pretty small, compact dog. Their lifespan is 10 to 18 years, just like the Shih Tzu, so pretty long life. And I will say though, poodles in general can be prone to a lot of health issues. I'm going to link the Poodle Club of America website down in the description, because there is an entire list of health problems that poodles can have. I tried to pick out some of the ones that it specifically said toy poodles can get, but that is why it's so important to go to a good breeder for a poodle. It doesn't matter what size poodle you're getting, but especially toy poodles. It is so easy, it seems like, for people to just go out and get a toy poodle from a backyard breeder or a pet store or a puppy mill. Please do not do this. Please go to a breeder of toy poodles who is doing the health testing that they need to do, because poodles can be prone to a lot of issues, even more than the Shih Tzu. So if you guys watched my last video about Shih Tzus, part of the video was talking about brachycephalic breeds and how lots of people think they have all these health issues. Well, poodles are not brachycephalic at all, and they are prone to way more health issues than Shih Tzus are. So please, if you want a poodle, please go to a good breeder. But some of the things that a toy poodle can get, one of them is epilepsy. This is a very debilitating disease depending on the severity, and all varieties of poodle can be prone to epilepsy. Epilepsy is not just for toy poodles, it is for all varieties. Another one, something that is just for, well, I know toy poodles can get this, possibly miniature poodles because they are small as well, is luxating patella. So luxating patella is where your dog's kneecap, so their little kneecap inside their knee floats. It doesn't stay in that ball, it doesn't stay in the socket where it's supposed to stay, and it floats in and out of the joint. And this can cause your dog pain. Your dog might not be able to walk or run properly. And if it's that bad, some dogs will need surgery. There's 4 different grades of luxating patella, the first being the least severe and the 4th being the most severe. And if your dog ends up getting this, it could need surgery to be corrected. Something that I think is specific to toy poodles, but possibly the other poodles could get this, is called progressive retinal atrophy. What this means is this disease causes the retina cells in your dog's eye to become abnormal over time, which basically can cause your dog to go blind. And unfortunately, there's no treatment or cure for this disease. So that is why, again, it is so important to get your toy poodle from a good breeder who does health testing, because you don't want your dog to end up with any of these diseases, and there are more. I will be linking the Poodle Club of America website down in the description, like I said. So if you guys are interested in any poodle variety, you can go and check out all the health problems they could be prone to. Toy poodles, just like all the other varieties, need a lot of grooming. Since we're gonna be getting a male toy poodle, the reason is because, well, you know, Alex really wanted a male dog. His childhood dog was male. I don't really have a preference. I think it would be interesting to have a male dog because I never did. When I was growing up, both of our dogs were female. So we're getting a male, and I would really like to keep him in the German cut. I really like the shaved ears. I think it's a really cute, masculine look. So I will be putting a picture of the German cut right here in the video so you guys can see what it looks like. Okay, so now you saw what the German cut looks like. That's what I will probably keep him in. I might try to do some of the grooming at home, like the clipping. That is one thing I'm worried about with the dogs, is trying to find a groomer that I like and trust. I've heard so many horror stories about groomers, so I really am scared to take my dogs to the groomer, especially because I also don't want to over-vaccinate my dogs, and a lot of groomers require all these vaccinations every year. So I'll just have to look into that when it gets closer to time. So I might be learning how to do it myself. Who knows? If I do though, I'll be bringing you guys along. That's kind of all the notes I have on the toy poodle. Again, I just really want to stress the importance of going to a good breeder, especially for this breed, because poodles can be so prone to different things. And if you aren't going to a breeder who does all the testing for it, then you're basically flipping a coin. That's kind of what it's like. You're rolling the dice, you're taking a chance. And like, I know that it's way easier to just go out and go in the newspaper and buy a dog, or it's way easier to just go on Craigslist and buy a puppy from the first person you see. But it is so important to support shelters. If you can't afford show breeder prices, please support shelters. We have so many dogs in shelters that need homes. But you know, in the last video, I talked about the brachycephalic breeds, because there's some people who don't think that they should exist, which I don't agree with that. And I wanted to talk about in this video a little bit is crossbreeding. There are so many poodle crossbreeds now, and this does include doodles. Doodles are not their own breed, they are a mutt. So when you go and get a doodle, you're paying thousands and thousands of dollars for a mutt. And many times, all the doodle breeders that I've looked into, and I did look into doodles before because Alex wanted a corgi, but he's allergic to corgis, so I thought if we got a corgi and a poodle mix, it would be fine. But after doing all the research, I realized that Doodles aren't always hypoallergenic like they claim. A lot of breeders will lie and tell you what you want to know, and many doodle breeders or even other designer dog breeders, this includes all designer dogs, they don't do health testing on their dogs. Because breeders, in my opinion, a breeder who is breeding a designer dog on purpose is a backyard breeder. If you are taking a Pomeranian and a Husky and putting them together, you are a backyard breeder. If you are taking a Poodle and a Lab, or a Poodle and a Golden Retriever and putting them together, you are a backyard breeder. Because no good breeder of poodles, no poodle fancier would sell a poodle puppy to someone knowing that that person was going to use their puppy to produce doodles. No one. And I can say that for sure because I've been researching different sizes of poodles. I researched standard, miniature, and toy, as you guys can see. No good poodle breeder would ever sell a puppy to someone knowing that it was going to be used to produce a doodle or other designer dog. So the stock that these designer dog breeders are starting out with is already on the lower end of the barrel because they can't get a puppy from a good breeder. They have to go to another backyard breeder or maybe a puppy mill or maybe an Amish family to get a dog because they can't get a dog that was well bred and health tested because the person that spent the time to breed them with care and health test them and show them in AKC events is not going to sell their puppy to someone to produce a designer dog. So that is why a lot of these designer dogs have much more health problems, which debunks the myth that mixed breeds are healthier than pure breeds. That is not true at all. Sometimes though you can get lucky. I will say that there's lots of people who get lucky. They go out and they buy a dog from wherever and it wasn't that great of a breeder, but they ended up getting lucky and the dog never had any health problems and it lived a long life. That can happen, but like I said, you're rolling the dice. It's basically a 50-50 chance. When you go out and you don't go to a really good breeder, you're taking a chance at what dog you're getting, and the worst part is you're supporting backyard breeders or pet stores or puppy mills or wherever you're getting your puppy from. So in my opinion, you should either be going to a shelter or a show breeder to get a dog because those are the two best places you can go. And if you can't afford show breeder prices, again, shelters are a great option. There's almost any breed you want, any mix of breeds in there, and there might be a lot of doodles in there because some people don't realize that they're not always hypoallergenic. They're super high energy. Some people try to breed Lab or Golden Retriever into the poodle to try to make them more mellow. It doesn't work like that. It usually makes them even more hyper. At least that's what I found in my experience at the dog daycare I work at. And the dogs that are hypoallergenic that are doodles, they're 75% poodle anyway, because that's how much poodle has to go into it until they get the correct coat type and texture, which at that point, if your dog is 75% poodle, you might as well get a poodle because almost all the other genetics are bred out. So that is just my opinion, and I wanted to put this out there so that you guys have the information. And honestly, don't take my word for it. I'm just somebody sitting here in my house with my axolotl who decided to hide through this whole video, sitting here telling you what I have found in my own research. But don't take my word for it. I'm not an expert, but I want you to go out and do your own research and figure it out for yourself, because you will be as shocked as I was to see like how insane it actually is. But I wanted to let you guys know about this so that if you wanted to do your own research about it, you could. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like my content and you want to see our future Shih Tzu and our future toy poodle, click that subscribe button down below, hit the bell so you don't miss any uploads, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram. I don't know if I'm going to start a specific Instagram just for the dogs, because I have like a Instagram for all the pets and stuff, so I don't know if I'm going to start a specific one for the dogs, at least not right now. But if you want to see more pictures of all of my animals, you can follow us on Instagram, and I will link that down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.